Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Ethereum. We're going to be discussing what we think is going on here and where we think this is going. So let's get into the price action. Okay, so what we're looking for here is the potential, in my opinion, that we're forming a fourth wave. So we'll be looking for this potential for as long as we actually remain above this 1998 area. So I'll be looking to match this up with this previous wave 2 here, looking for a move which is potentially going to come back down here to this 1-to-1. So there is a possibility that we could actually be looking to directly move up from here. So we're going to discuss that as well. But looking at the structure here, there is potential that we could see another move to the downside here. And that 1-to-1 would be towards this 20,034. That would also bring us right up to the zone of the 0.382, which is also sitting in this area. If we start to lose this 1998 area, it would be less likely that we're going to see this continuation up here. And, at that point, we'd have to just be a little bit careful because if we do lose this low here of this 1852, this five-wave move really wouldn't make much sense anymore. And, we'd have to then start worrying about the fact that we could start to break down from here. So we'll discuss that a little bit later in the video. But for as long as we hold this 1998 region, potentially we can look for continuation to the upside. So the way I'm looking at this currently is that either this is an A, a B, and a C to the downside. It is even possible, that we could sweep this high here and form some kind of a flat correction where this B wave comes up a little bit higher. If that's the case, what I would be looking for would be potentially coming up into this zone here of this 2141, 2149 area, and potentially looking for this move to actually come back up into this. So the minimum we'd be looking for if we're looking for an expanding flat is potentially this zone here, this 2188, 2128 rather, and then we'd be looking for that potential to break down. It is possible this B wave could complete here, and we could already be looking to drop down this C wave, in which case this target would be this 2034. So we'll have to give this a bit of space. As long as we fail to take this high again, of this 2121 basically, we can look for this potential to continue down. It is also possible, that we form a truncation within the C wave here, and we could put this B wave here and still look for this move. What I am looking out for, because we're looking for that potential of a fourth wave, is it's not my favorite way of counting it, but potentially we could argue we have something like this as A, B. The problem is within this move, you can potentially count it as a three-wave move, but what I'd be looking for is something like this. So if we just break directly to the upside here, we've got two things that we can consider. Either this is a triangle like this. It is possible, however, that we are still within the C wave and we could see something drag out a little bit longer, something like this where we form an ABC to the downside here, and then we get additional structure. So what we would be looking for here, potentially as a target, if we're looking for a C wave, would be towards this 2061. If we break this low point here of this 20,040, so 2042 rather, basically this would invalidate the idea of having a triangle here, and then I'd be looking for these lower targets here with this 2034 to this 1982. But for as long as we remain between these two ranges, this 2042 to this higher range here of this 2122, we can look for this potentially to develop as a triangle. We only get confirmation after we have a D wave formed, so it'd be very early analysis saying that this is playing out here. So the key thing here is basically we want to see this move form some kind of a fourth wave here and then push up one more time. So the zone I'd be looking for a potential fifth wave, if we come down towards this zone here of this 2034, would be up here towards this 2188 to this 2151 area. So I've also drawn this channel on here just to see if we do get some kind of intersection here with this channel, looking for this as a fourth wave, potentially looking to come back into this zone. Okay, so that's what we're looking for if we are looking for that fourth. So the way this fits into the rest of the count is basically what we are looking for. So this would be what we need for confirmation is this move ideally would come up a little bit more here, towards this 21,041. So this is why that fifth wave target of this 2,188 to this 2,151 is important here. We're looking for this third wave location towards this 2141. So we can argue that potentially it could already be in here. But ideally, I'd like to see this come up a little bit more. It would make more sense. And then potentially, this could push us up towards this 2,175 area, which would be that 2.618. So keeping an eye on this, wanting to see whether we actually push up one more time into this zone. And for as long as we hold this zone of this 2079 to this 1998, we can look for that potential. If we do push up, what I'll be looking for then is that possibility of having another fourth wave to the downside here, and then looking for this move to continue to extend out, where this becomes another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside here. And then, potentially what we would look for is this fourth wave would then come into the previous fourth wave location, and then we'd continue to look for this push to the upside. So really, the zones we're going to be looking out for here is this sort of 1998 area. Don't really want to lose this zone and start. If we break down through it slightly, it's fine. But we want to see it get back up and then start to consolidate and move away from this zone. If we see a longer term break underneath here and then it starts to consolidate underneath it, it's probably indicating that this move is starting to break down already. So we need to be careful of that. So the reason why I am just being a little bit cautious of that fact is if I just turn off these and we come back to the primary count, we're very close to this 1-to-1, and that's looking at this whole move as a bigger potential A, B, and a C here, where this is A, B, and C. So we're coming up quite close to this 2,221, which is a 1-to-1 of this A wave. And with that in mind, just being cautious that potentially within here, there are other ways of counting this, and possibly my count could be off. So this 1-to-1 is going to be a important level here as a 1-to-1 of this A wave. We are obviously looking for that possibility of forming a bigger third wave here as well, in which case we'd be looking to try and target out the zone of this 2994 area. So obviously we've got a long way to go there. There is still the potential to get there. What we're looking for is the potential that we're having extension within these waves, and really what we want to see on the bigger picture here is a move up towards this 2465 for confirmation that this is another 1-2 here. And then basically this move is starting to extend out as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then we're looking to progress up. So really, for as long as we continue to set these higher lows here, we can continue to follow this bullish count. But if we do break down and we take this low of this 1824, this would pretty much it would pretty much throw this whole count out at that point. And then we'd have to be careful of the fact that we don't have just a corrective move up here into this high. Like I said, this is the 1-to-1, but we need to just be careful. We're sort of getting into that zone now. We're approaching some big levels of resistance here, so we need to just be careful of the fact that we could look to break to the downside if we fail to continue up. So what sort of area would that be? If we were looking at this just as a corrective move and we failed to achieve this 1-to-1, a pullback could technically be as deep as what I'd be looking at then potentially is that we would have either another move as a 1 and a 2 here, looking for potentially a move down towards a 1706 to this 1504, or alternatively, if it is just a corrective move and we're looking for a support zone or for the current high, it would be towards this zone of this 1514 to this 1247. So those would be our lower ranges now that we're looking for as potential sort of support zones within the structure. If we do look to break down in a much deeper way here off the current zone. So what we need to just be aware of is that, we do have that potential to continue to break to the upside here, but we need to keep holding these key levels of support. And the most immediate one here, like I said, is going to be this one here of this. Sorry, that's the wrong one. this 2079 to this 1998. For as long as we hold that 1998 region, I will be looking for potential for this to continue up. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on the structure and we'll keep you up to date as we see more information within the charts. So make sure that you subscribe so you get kept up to date with these things that we're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turned on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Yeah, fancy seeing you down there. So see you in the next one. Cheers.